Hello and welcome. We're at the track covering the Sport of Kings. Coming up, the morning line favourite Mahogany scratched from the Hall of Fame Stakes at Jamaica's KMAN Spark, but no worries. His stablemate comes up big in the six-furlong sprint. What happens in the sprint showdown in the old-time crop over feature at the Garrison Savannah in Barbados, and a flurry of stakes wins for Caribbean men led by Barbadians in North America. First, to Jamaica's KMAN Spark.
11 runners for the Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame Stakes. The 5-horse, last year's 2000 Guinness runner-up Mahogany, the morning line favourite, scratched, leaving number 3 God of Love with 4-time champion jockey Dane Nelson, the 8-5 favourite, ahead of number 8 Father Patrick at 9-5, and the 2-horse Duke at 7-2. Good support as well for number 7 Eagle One at 4-1, and the 10-horse Patriarch at 9-2, eyeing 3 wins in a row. Ace commentator Brad Rickman picks them up with a fierce speed battle mid-race.
Father Patrick and Patriarch now move away from God of Love in third as they arrive at the 3/8 pole. Eagle One is just ahead of Harry's Strain, a break of 4 to Rojon the Pilot. Duke now beginning his late run. El Professor is next. Toward the back of the field, Awesome Treasure overtaking the trailer Hovercraft as they're into the lane. And this is the Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame Stakes Trophy. They drive past the 3/16th. Catch Father Patrick if you can. Patriarch trying to run on the outside. Eagle One now beginning to make some ground. God of Love under the stick against the fence, but it is Father Patrick being pushed out by the apprentice Jordan Barrett. Inside the final 16th, there's no stopping Father Patrick. He will win in fine style the Thoroughbred Racing Hall of Fame Stakes Trophy.
Father Patrick, the 9-5 second favourite, commanding here in his third win from 7 starts this year. 1 minute 11 and 4/5 the winning time for the Hall of Fame Stakes 6-furlong sprint, claiming apprentice Jordan Barrett in the saddle for the surprisingly big winning margin of 4 3/4 lengths. For trainer Ian Passad, who gets compensated wonderfully, having been forced to scratch his unwell big horse Mahogany from the Jamaica $2 million Open Allowance event.
To Barbados now, where 2 of the island's rising sprinters, Dominus and Zagan, clashed in Friday's main event at the Garrison Savannah, the old-time crop over handicap.
The field also included former Derby winner Gandalf and the US-bred Trinidad and Tobago shipper Trini Aviator, a multiple winner at Santa Rosa Park, in the comebox, with Sir David Seal's Dominus setting the pace. Here's Neil Gill.
They've done the opening quarter in 24-1 as they go by the Brigade House, and it is Dominus in front from Zagan. Trini Aviator is tracking them in third. Gandalf is in fourth, Sir Jimmy fifth, and Joshua will see them all as they come within the quarter pole. And it is still Dominus in front. Zagan is circling on the outside. Gandalf is also coming with a run. Here they come spinning out of the turn, and it is set for a doozy. On the inside is Dominus. Zagan is on the outside. Trini Aviator is coming with a run, but it is Zagan who takes the ascendancy. Zagan is showing his class. Zagan is going to win it. Zagan wins it now.
Zagan responding to right-handed encouragement from champion and leading jockey Rashid Hughes in the purple and white silks of owners Daniel and Martin Raisman, pulls clear for the fine victory by a widening 2.5 lengths, completing back-to-back wins for trainer Richard Dean, clocking 105.60 for 5.5 furlongs in the old-time crop over handicap. Chased by the 6-5 favourite Dominus, whose 4-race winning streak is snapped. Trini Aviator getting his second third-place finish in 6 starts in Barbados.
Meanwhile, one of Barbados' most popular racing sons, Sappy Joseph Jr., linked up with the iconic Barbadian owner Sir David Seal for a US $75,000 added money win at Gulfstream Park in Florida.
Saturday's 8.5 furlong Mr. Steel Stakes on turf had 7 starters, 3 of them from Sappy Joseph's barn. The leader here, Noble Indy, Max KO in 4th, and this fellow, Renaissance Frolic, in 6th place, getting ready to pounce on their jockey Edgar Zaz.
Inside half a mile from home, and with the advantage, it's Noble Indy. Caribou Club, the classy individual, bids up on the outside second. Together, third and fourth are Max KO and Valmy Now. Valmy Now needs room. Zayas thinking about wheeling to the far outside with Renaissance Frolic. He'll do just that. Valmy Now waits at the fence. Then Glory of Florida, and they're at the top of the stretch. 3/4, 1:11 and 3. They fan across the course. It's Caribou Club for a narrow lead. Noble Indy battles back down the center. Renaissance Frolic from between Max KO. Here comes Renaissance Frolic boldly now on the far outside. Right with him is Max KO. Sappy Joseph Jr. 1, 2, 3. But in the end, it's Renaissance Frolic.
What a finish. Gulfstream Jockeys leader Edgar Zayas gets the narrow win aboard Renaissance Frolic for the race sweep by Sappy Joseph Jr. Barbadian Sir David Seal's Renaissance Frolic gets his 3rd win in 12 starts since his 6th place finish in last year's Sandy Lane Barbados Gold Cup. edging 4-1 bet Max KO by a nose, clocking 140.87 in the 8.5 furlong turf Mr. Steel Stakes. Noble India at 8-1 third for Safi's 1-2-3 finish. Safi's wife and dad in the presentation for the 6-year-old's first stakes triumph in almost 3 years. Make it 50 wins on the season now for the Barbadian Safi Joseph Jr. And look at this huge gap over his nearest rivals in the Gulfstream Park trainer standings. Antonio Sano the closest on 19 wins. Just over 2 months remaining in the spring-summer meet that ends in late September. But 31 wins clear. Any bets against Safi being champion again? I don't think so.
More Barbadian men making headlines with added money tramps at other racetracks in North America. Jockeys Rocco the Jocko Boyne at Arlington Park in Illinois and Rico Walcott at Centromile in Edmonton, Canada.
Check out the spectacular finish in Saturday's Hatuf Stakes at Arlington. Rocco Boyne storming forward in the checkered blue and white silks aboard the 11-1 shot Core Values to get the win by a short head over the big favourite Flown. Core Values upsets the 2-5 favourite Flown in the $75,000 Hatuf Stakes thriller. 144.81 for the 8.5 furlong win on turf. A fine ride this by Bowen, a former champion at Emerald Downs and Portland Meadows and winner of over 1,000 races in North America. Meanwhile, in Canada, no rider has more Jockeys Championship titles in the past decade in that country than the Barbadian Rico Walcott, and he was at it again this past weekend, surging clear aboard the 5-2 bet Raider for a big win in the Shirley Vargo Stakes at Centromile in Edmonton. Raider wins ahead of the 8-5 favourite Hidden Grace, with leading jockey and reigning champion Walcott, the 6-year-old mare, stops the clock at 122.34 for the Canadian $50,000 7-furlong run. Before we go, more Stanley Chady success at Assiniboia Downs, where the Trinidadian is second in the jockeys table, up to 31 wins now, closing on leader Jorge Carreno after 8 wins this week, including the Escape Close Stakes Wednesday night aboard the 1-2 favourite Miss Imperial. Jamaicans Leroy Nelson and Neville Stevenson and TNT's Richard Mangley still holding top 5 spots.
8, the big number for Stanley Chady Jr. 8 wins this week, 8 stakes wins so far this season. We've been at the track covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.